It winds through the poplars and the pines. I know where this road goes. It takes me to the music at the Timberline. Takes me to the music on the Timberline. Takes me to that music up on the Timberline. Welcome to the Timberline Music Show. I'm Larry Krause, your host. I'm going to have some great music once again. A special guest is showing up today. So sit back, relax, and enjoy it. Going to be a gooder. I'm going to start off with an old cowboy song called In Cheyenne. I ride an old paint, I lead an old Dan. Gone to Montana for to throw the hula hand. They feed in the coulees and they water in the draw. Their tails are all matted and their backs are all raw. Goodbye, old paint, I'm leaving Cheyenne. Goodbye, old paint, I'm leaving Cheyenne. Leaving Cheyenne and going to Montana. Goodbye, old paint, I'm leaving Cheyenne. Now old Bill Jones had 2 daughters and a son. The son went to Denver and the daughters went wrong. His wife, she got killed in a pool room fight. Still he keeps singing from morning till night. Goodbye, old paint, I'm leaving Cheyenne. Goodbye, old paint, I'm leaving Cheyenne. Leaving Cheyenne and going to Montana. Goodbye, old paint, I'm leaving Cheyenne. Now when I die, pull my saddle off the wall, put it on my pony, lead him out of his stall, tie my bones to his back, point our faces towards the west, and we'll ride the prairies that we love the best. Ride around, old paint, I'm leaving Cheyenne. Goodbye, old paint, I'm leaving Cheyenne. Leaving Cheyenne and going to Montana. Goodbye, old paint, well, I'm leaving Cheyenne.
Just a worn-out truck and an ugly dog. The sun beats down on the weather in a shack with a drifter there. But he can feel the sun, he can smell the rain, and he sure as hell don't need the name of the drifter. That's all he's ever been. Well, it's been a year since he found that shack, and he moves along and don't look back, and before you know it, he'll be gone again. Well, he's got no wife, he's got no home, and he works like hell, and he eats alone. He rides a horse, big and black as sin, and And he remembers the love in a woman's arms, in a dozen towns and 100 farms and trails lead you to that great divide. You can hear him sing, you can hear him curse, and pray to God and touch the earth. Gray old man whose life can't be denied. Well, the maiden's hair is sun-bright gold, raven's wing is black as coal, and the rocks and trees protect them from the wind. You can feel the strength of the drifter's hand, you can hear the voice of this quiet man. Well, lonely is the price paid, being free. And he remembers the love in a woman's arms, in a dozen towns and 100 farms and trails lead you to that great divide. And you can hear him sing, you can hear him curse, and pray to God and touch the earth. Gray old man whose life can't be denied. Just a worn-out truck and an ugly dog. The sun beats down on them weather locks. In the shack where the drifter lived, and he could feel the sun, he could smell the rain, and he sure as hell don't need a name, 'cause drifter is all he's ever been. Yeah, drifter is all he'll ever be. It's been 20 years of missing, 20 Christmas trees, 20 years of thinking things you should have seen. Some we might have done together, some with mom and friends. Talked about a fishing trip past the place where all roads end. Somewhere along the road, some friends I'd wish you'd seen. But life is good, I've had some fun, and a gal or two between. You were there when I got my first house, my first truck, my first dog. Wonder what you think now, the farm, the horses, the miles I've logged. Now I'm not that sentimental, I'm not sad about today. Just got to thinking what you missed in my own way. So Dad, the song says thank you, know that I'm okay. But there are days that I still miss you, 20 years you passed away. I'd like to show you the mountains on a horse the way I do. Maybe stopped along the stream, dropped a fishing line or two. Or take you to that special place where my cowboy heart calls home. We're gone with you wherever, talked a while alone. And I'm not that sentimental, and I'm not sad about today. just got to thinking what you missed in my own way. So Dad, the song's thank you. Know that I'm okay. There are days that I still miss you. 20 years you passed away. It's been 20 years of missing 20 Christmas trees, 20 years of thinking of things you should have seen. Dad, the song says thank you. Know that I'm okay. There are days that I still miss you. 20 years you passed away.
We're here at beautiful Parr Place, taping the Timberline Music Show, and I'd like to welcome my old friend Jim Peace to the stage. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Larry. I've had the pleasure of being your guitar player for years and years, too, so I thank you for inviting me today.
Well, I'm glad that you consider that a pleasure. But we do go back for a fair number of years. Anytime I end up out in Alberta, you've been kind of my go-to guy, and that part has worked out great, and I thought it would be good to get you onto the show here and give you an opportunity to play some of your tunes and talk about them.
Well, thank you.
For starters, where are you hanging your hat these days?
You know, I kind of moved. I'm down in the Pincher Creek, Alberta country. I kind of run a co-op down there, and I'm in God's country. I'm 20 minutes to the mountains. My neighbor is a grizzly bear. Life is good. And some great pickers.
Absolutely. That is a real hotbed of entertainers and also entertainment venues. You start looking up the Crow's Nest Pass and all of that, just about every tree there's a place to play. So
It's a guitar player or a cowboy. It's all good. Sometimes both.
So now let's talk a little bit about some of the songs that you did here today. Of course, everybody, when it comes to favorite songs, like Favorite Kid. But pick one of the songs that you did today and talk a little bit about it, just where the idea came from and just how did that work out?
Sure. Well, most of the songs you heard today are new. I've got a couple albums in iTunes and all that stuff, but one of the most recent songs would be 20 Years. And before I moved down to Pincher Creek, I was on a little farm. And my farm, I woke up one morning and I was looking at the horses eating grass, and my neighbor was a bison ranch. Looked a little further, saw the mountains. Probably they say the good songs don't take long to write. That'd be the classic example. I was having a cup of coffee. I was looking at the horses eating grass, the bison next door, the mountains. Got a little bit sentimental because it was about 20 years from the time my father passed away. I went in and I wrote the song in 10 minutes. And then, I had a recording studio for quite a long time. And after lunch, I went in the recording studio thinking, I should probably write some music for this thing. Well, I wrote the music and recorded it. The thing was done. In 2 hours, I had all the parts laid down, and it is there today the way it was.
Sometimes it's just how it kind of falls into place, sort of a meant to be.
Yeah, it was all about the inspiration, just sitting there thinking that this is a good place to be.
So what have you got on the books right now for the near future? What are you up to?
Well, it's coming good. Moving down to Pincher is kind of like going back to scratch. So I'm playing quite a bit down in Pincher Creek. But a year ago, we actually played the CFR, buddy of mine, for Remembrance Day.
Right?
That was kind of fun, yeah. In Northlands Coliseum, my guitar and John, my bass playing buddy, singing. That was kind of fun. And we're playing the Aboriginal Day at the Bell Centre, the new Performing Arts Centre in Calgary, in a couple of weeks, and probably doing 2 or 3 shows a month now, and working towards getting my album done. So it's having a lot of fun. I've got the old fiddle player down that part of the world named Phil Lethbridge, and like around here, there's some people who their grandparents he played at the grandparents' funerals and weddings and stuff. And I'm playing with an old fellow like that. He knows every fiddle song in the world. So we're having fun.
Well, fun is probably the biggest part of it. So you got that on your go right now. You're settled in, like next door neighbor is a grizzly bear, like you say, that type of a thing. No real aspirations of doing anything different. I'm thinking you're pretty much settled in there.
Well, I'm settled in. I like the community. I like Pincher Creek. It's a great place for inspiration. I got a few more albums and starting to play again, starting to write again quite a bit. You need inspiration and sitting in a nice place, relaxed, in a community you love. So there'll probably be a couple of albums and starting to play hard. There's a couple of the interesting thing about Pincher, there's lots of people who used to play with Tour. So I'm playing with some new people too. So it's a lot of fun.
Okay, well, that
More
sounds
albums.
great.
More albums, more gigs.
Oh, yeah. So if anybody wants to get a hold of you, what's the best way to do it? Like website, Facebook, any of that
We got
kind
it
of
all.
stuff?
JimPeace.ca, because I got a website going on, and Facebook, and you can always Google me, and you'll find where I live.
Well, that sounds great. Well, I really appreciate you having been taking the time to come out and be here on the show, and wish you all the best. We're going to see you down the trail.
Happy trails.
You betcha.
Thanks, buddy.
We'll be back right after this.
I'd like to thank the folks that helped make the Timberline Music Show a reality. Linda at Park Place for a great venue, Trisonic Sound for making us sound great, Lake Country Co-op for all that you need in North Central Saskatchewan, and Panago Pizza for catering services. Thank you all.
Not sure how it happened, why she is still here. Dancing dodgy cowboys to jam drunk, it's too much beer. Chopin doesn't draw them like a pretty gal in jeans. Ballet slippers ain't no good when the dance floor's getting mean. She's a barroom ballerina in a pair of Justin boots, washed out pants of denim and a look just kinda cute. She strode around the dance floor and she barely touched the ground. She's a barroom ballerina, always moving with the sounds. She started dancing ballet way before she was a teen. Her parents wouldn't listen and sometimes she seemed mean. Could have been the next big thing her parents always dreamed. It never is that simple, 'cause no one shares a dream. She's the barroom ballerina, a pair of Justin boots, yeah, washed out pants of denim, and a look just kinda cute. She strode around the dance floor and she barely touched the ground. She's a barroom ballerina, always moving with the sound. And every night it is the same, at midnight they all show, looking for an answer, is it yes or is it no? Though the clock is ticking, she's smarter than the rest. She's a barroom ballerina, and when dancing, she's the best. She's a barroom ballerina, pair of Justin boots, washed out pants and denim, and a look just kinda cute. She strode around the dance floor and she barely touched the ground. She's a barroom ballerina, always moving with the sound. In the morning when she wakes, looks into the mirror, she questions her ambition as she washes makeup tears. Is nightlife really worth it? Hides all life's mistakes, just a need for music, 'cause it takes her far away. She's the barroom ballerina, a pair of Justin boots, washed out pants of denim, and a look just kinda cute. She strode away the dance floor and she barely touched the ground. She's a barroom ballerina, always moving with the sound. She's a barroom ballerina, always moving with the sound. He was born the high rider, born to make his mark upon the day. Black man from the Southland, cowboy that would show his worth some way. He left his home, that Lone Star, Texas state, to take a chance on Alberta. And though the wind sometimes would go, he knew somehow to get better. Like a fugitive he ran, and they called him John Ware. There never was a horse he couldn't tame. No man who ever rode the range ever called John by his name. A prouder man never crossed over the border, and there weren't too many better on the plains. His Texas grace brought a change into the prairies like a rainbow following the rain. Like a rainbow following the rain. To the high country, John worked from job to job to earn some pay. Investing all his cash in cows, figure soon he'd have enough to stay. The settlers came, began tearing up the prairie. Well, the cowboy couldn't understand the change. A peaceful man, well, John moved further west, and he settled on the border of the range. And he settled on the border of the range. When he died, the prairies started crying. Seemed like he was gonna live forever. And like the diamond that he left, we will never see again. And never there'd be one like him. And he was born the high rider, born to make his mark upon the day. A black man from the Southland, cowboy that would show his worth some way. A prouder man never crossed over the border, and there weren't too many better on the plains. His Texas grace brought a change into the prairies like a rainbow following the rain. Like a rainbow following the rain.
Sure appreciate that you joined us today. Thank you. And a big thanks to Jim for coming down the road and playing his songs on the show. Excellent episode, and I'm sure you'll agree. Going to wrap it up now with a song called Glory Trail. Well, ride the glory trail, oh, ride the glory trail. Right down the middle of the river of life you'll sail. The Lord is here to guide you, never falter, never fail. And when this life is over, you will ride the glory trail. When this troubled life is over and our days on earth are done, there's another home awaiting us somewhere beyond the sun. Walk the straight and narrow, never falter, never fail. And when this life is over, you will ride the glory trail. Ride the glory trail, oh, ride the glory trail. Right down the middle of the river of life you'll sail. The Lord is here to guide you, never falter, never fail. And when this life is over, you will ride the glory trail. When your days on earth are sad and you've a troubled load to bear, good luck is found behind you if you've more trouble than your share. You might be a king or a beggar boy or a prisoner in jail, but keep your faith in Jesus and you'll ride the glory trail. Ride the glory trail, oh, ride the glory trail. Right down the middle of the river of life you'll sail. The Lord is here to guide you, never falter, never fail. And when this life is over, you will ride the glory trail. I said ride the glory trail, oh, ride the glory trail. Right down the middle of the river of life you'll sail. The Lord is here to guide you, never falter, never fail. And when this life is over, you will ride the glory trail. And when this life is over, you will ride the glory trail.